Was Joel right or wrong? And I think the question really depends on in what context, right? Now, as someone who also majored in philosophy and took a lot of philosophy courses, and one of my focuses was actually morality, like what is actually morally good, right, wrong, etc. I found this question fascinating, right? And I think that the producers and the creators of the show would say things like, man, you can make this argument either way, right? And I want y'all to do me a favor. If you think that Joel was right, if you agree that he was right, tell me why you think he was right. Because I think it's a lot easier to say that he was wrong, right? And if we go with the argument that he was wrong, he clearly doomed the world, right? Because if it is true that Ellie is the only one that's uninfected or whatever, he doomed humanity. And he lied to her on top of that. Now, he could be doing it for good reasons. He wants to protect her. Okay. But I think the biggest issue as to why he could be argued as being wrong is because he never gave Ellie a choice in the matter. No one did. Marlene didn't either. Nobody sat here and said, hey, Ellie, what do you want? No one actually said, hey, Ellie, if you're going to save the world, you're going to have to die first. Like you're going to have to die. Like you have to sacrifice everything. And seeing as how Ellie has been on, I don't want to say a hero complex, but she's wanting to fulfill the purpose of saving the world in a sense. It was not fair for Marlene or for Joel to take that decision away from her, right? I mean, because what if she was like, yeah, sign me up. I want to sacrifice my body to science and that's it. Well, then Joel's definitely wrong in that case. But I think by taking the choice away from her and not even consulting her, that's way more problematic. Now, I can understand. Here's the thing. I can understand why people will feel as though Joel was right because he fulfilled his duty. Now, in philosophy, one thing that they talk about is a duty is not the same as what's right or ethically moral. Those are completely different things. If I have a duty, like for example, if I'm a soldier and my duty as a soldier is to follow orders, and my high commander tells me to go kill a bunch of babies and do some really bad, terrible things, and I go do it, I have fulfilled my duty. In other words, I'm a good soldier because I fulfilled my duty. However, even though I fulfilled my duty and I, was a good soldier, that didn't mean that my actions were morally good, right? So I think in this sense, Joel is right in terms of his duty as a protector, his duty as a parental figure to Ellie. He is right? Like he fulfilled it. He protected her. He did not let her, succumb to harm or whatever. At the same time, I know some people will say like, well, it's a question of love, right? And if it's a question of love, he protected her because of his love. I would also throw in the argument that he protected her out of selfishness because he's selfish, because he doesn't want to deal with the trauma of losing someone else. It wasn't about Ellie for Joel, I would argue. Because again, he didn't give her a choice. He didn't actually stop and think what she wanted. He protected Ellie for him because he was too selfish to undergo that loss again. Now, I'm not judging the guy. I'm just saying that's kind of like why you were doing this, right? I understand. As a parent, I don't even want to be in that position. Save the world and a whole bunch of other people, a bunch of cannibals and rapists and weirdos and crazy folks over my baby girls. I don't want to make that decision. Save humanity. Man, y'all screwed up anyway, you know? But I also can acknowledge I'm selfish, right? So I'm fine with saying Joel was wrong, but at the same time, he did what he felt was right. That, you know, it sucks that he went about it that way, but you know. Kano, what you got? I can't call it right or wrong, but it was most definitely selfish. Yes, I agree with that. That's why he lied about it. But for him, it was right, but the world. Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. Like, Joel, I don't think he had a lot of reasons why he would choose something else. Now, here's something I'm glad you mentioned this, Kano. Because the one issue I did kind of have with this series finale, and maybe with the whole series in itself, but more specifically this last episode, we only had one zombie? Out the whole thing, we only had one zombie? That was it? Like, again, I have not played the game, so I don't know how many zombies are involved or whatever. But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I totally understand what the showrunners were going for in terms of showing us, like, yo, this is Joel, this is the love, the bond he has for Ellie. But I'm like, I think it could have used a little bit more counterbalance of actually showing the main threat. Like, if you show a horde of zombies or something, or they got to fight a bunch of zombies here and there, that's a nice little reminder of like, hey, Joel, this is why she's important now. Let's not forget. We know you got your connection. We know that. But about them mushroom heads outside, like, they also a problem. And I'm just saying, without that actually being a constant reminder, Joel had a very easy decision to make. He didn't have to face nothing else. He didn't have to deal with no other realities. He was just like, Ellie versus some world that I'm not even looking at right now. Bye. Ellie was an easy decision at that point. But if you were to say, imagine if like Jackson was attacked. Now your brother, now your potential niece, nephew, now all the things that you like, everything that was cool, the potential home for you and Ellie, all of that is now at risk. Would he have made a different decision? I don't know. But I think the show definitely could have used a couple more zombies at least. I'm just saying, it was kind of dry. A couple mushrooms wouldn't have killed nobody. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.